Elon Musk, the founder of fucking SpaceX, indirectly responsible for the formation of PayPal. Not that we should hold that against him. And who could forget electric car manufacturer cum underrated hair metal band Tesla, saving the environment one depleted rare earth mineral mine at a fucking time. But more than that, he's a demigod status uber troll whose mastery of the subtle art form of pissing off the entire leftosphere in a 3-word tweet matches and perhaps even eclipses even the almighty commander-in Cheeto. And speaking of fucking tweets,
tonight, the richest man in the world is hunting for more, mounting a hostile takeover bid for Twitter with a $43 billion cash offer.
You made an offer to buy Twitter. Why? How'd you know?
Oh, it's been the talk of the Twitterverse for a fucking fact. Look, it's no secret Twitter is to free expression what the IRS is to free enterprise. But I have to confess, first skepticism, then incredulity, and finally an overwhelming urge to flee the internet in horror at the collective stupidity of so many who honestly expect a solitary thing about Twitter to change as a result of this announcement. Look, I'm not saying it's anything but the absolute apex of entertainment to watch the entire mainstream media and the soy pods in Silicon Valley spew fountains of fucking blood from every orifice at the merest utterance of Elon's name. Really, it is, I assure you. I have an erection you could balance a dinner plate on just watching the Trump reply bots run screaming into the Beverly Hills. But folks, I know almost nothing about Elon Musk except he smoked pot on Rogan and his name sounds like a shitty cologne. And even I can tell you this is likely more about the man's stock portfolio than any principled stand. For one thing, calling Elon Musk a free speech absolutist is charitable enough for Hunter Biden to use it as a tax shelter. I'm not saying he's pro-censorship. I'm willing to bandy the benefit of the doubt, but the dude has taken righteous motherfuckloads of federal cash from governments that absolutely are pro-censorship. For another, let's just say his personal politics are not what I'd describe as a blinding beacon of base. Look, I get that he has to sell those electric fucking Tonka toys, but every time this goldfish face fuck starts rapping about environmental issues, he's Greta Thunberg in his shitty toupee. And speaking of bad haircuts, Michael Malice can wax hyperbolic about how he's done more for conservatives than conservatives have. All he likes. Not even Mitt Romney supports a fucking carbon tax, chief. Elon Musk does. And Mitt Mormo just voted to appoint a pedo apologist to the highest court in the land. Then again, his religion was co-founded by a dude literally named Brigham Young. Who's the next SCOTUS nominee, Phil McCracken or Dick Goes In Ya? Not that I don't sympathize with the hope of change. Over the past 5 years, as I predicted before it even began, Twitter had been wielding the banhammer like Will Smith wields an effeminate backhand. But well, if you got an axe to grind with Twitter, I'm fucking Gimli, bitch. I'm on like my 15th big boy timeout for saying yucky things like Biden winning a higher percentage of the Detroit black vote than Obama. The first black president is harder to understand than Lemmy on Novocaine. It's no fun, but then neither is Twitter since T-Rump got deplatformed for telling people to protest peacefully. And like the Tangerine in chief, I got more suspension problems than Ted Kennedy's Oldsmobile. Which is why I'm telling you now and for all time, temper your fucking expectations. Not because you shouldn't trust Elon Musk, although you absolutely fucking shouldn't, but because of basic bitch reasons like, oh, the fact that at a mere 10% of shares, Elon Musk lacks the power to unilaterally alter Twitter policy on free speech or anything the fuck else. That would require a share of 51% or fucking more, meaning Musk will have to persuade a room full of his fellow shareholders, most of whom have politics that make Rage Against the Machine look like Merle Haggard, to break his way to the tune of 41 fucking percent or so. The board he just refused to fucking join, and which just rejected his offer to sell outright, might I add. And maybe put those motherfuckers under a microscope if you find yourself with the time, because if Twitter's board had any more Saudis, they'd have to hold the next shareholder meeting in a field in Pennsylvania. What can I say? Democracy was a mistake, which gives it at least one thing in common with Twitter. So while I am indeed laughing my balls clean off at the Marxist meltdown from the very same fuckwits who've been perpetually shrieking the words, "It's a private company for the past 4 years. I'm also aware it's Twitter. I'm here for the autism, motherfuckers, not a miracle. Could something improve? Could this be more than a mere shuffling of stock for a quick pump and dump payday? Sure. Elon Musk has certainly arisen from South African obscurity to the wealthiest man in the world. He must have something resembling a clue, disproving in the process the age-old axiom that Africa doesn't produce great leaders. I mean, come on! Just look at Obama. I'm Razor Fist. God fucking speed.
I mean, my top recommendation, honestly, would be just to have a carbon tax.
You know, investing in the solar resource is the thing that's really going to preserve the long-term future.
Should tax things that are most likely to be bad rather than, you know, like that's why we tax cigarettes and alcohol.